hi everyone. Today I have Dan with me. He's one of the remisiers with Philips Securities, and he has a unique profile. I'll let him share more details about himself. But the purpose of today's video is to ask him some questions about his thoughts about personal branding, which is the workshop he also have attended last year. And I think I'll let him introduce himself first, and we'll talk more about personal branding, his take on personal branding, some questions I have for him. But there will be a second part to the video that he will have the opportunity to ask me questions. So then, please.
Yeah, hi. Hey, first of all, thanks, Shamin, for having me here. And let me just do a very short introduction of myself. My name is Dan. I'm currently a trading representative with Philips Securities. I also speak for SGX Academy as well as CIAS. I've been in the industry for more than 24 years. My resume is very boring. Okay, so I joined Philips Securities in 2001, and I've been there since. So this year is actually my 25th year with them. And well, I guess you can call me just a market guy because throughout my whole career, I've been deeply involved with stock market. And of course, more recently, I've been pivoting to social media, and which is why I attended Shamin's personal branding course as well.
Okay, thank you then. In fact, then your profile was shared with me prior to the workshop as I was preparing for the RDP, which is the Remisiers Development Program. So I actually took a look at your profile, and of course, you can share more about your thoughts when it comes to personal branding with us today. Prior to the workshop, you were already showing up. What has actually changed?
Yes, you are right. Actually, before attending your workshop, I have already been on social media. So I already know that personal branding is very important. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not just about, self-promotion. Personal branding is also more about really sharing your insights, what you know to the mass public. I mean, as a trading representative, as a remisier who has been looking at the market almost day in, day out for the past 20 over years, I do have a lot of market insights that I feel that is very good. Okay, but instead of keeping it to myself, why not share it to everyone so that the mass audience, the readers, can also benefit? Okay, and on a personal note, right? I mean, we are in the business of stockbroking. We are meeting clients. We are meeting people. Okay, whether you are on social media, whether you do personal branding or not, people are going to have an impression of you. Okay, so with personal branding, why not shape the way how people look at you instead of letting them to perceive who you are, and what you do.
That's a really good perspective. In fact, I think I also shared something similar with the help of a video in class that if you don't take control, then the algorithms would take control of your personal brand and shape the way that people think about you. So showing up or not showing up is your personal brand. Some people think that not showing up means that they do not have a personal brand, but choosing not to show up is your personal brand. You prefer not to show up. So thank you for that insight. What was one thing that you implemented immediately after the workshop?
Well, I guess after the workshop, because before the workshop, right, I know everything about showing up, but I don't really have the correct or the effective framework to really put myself out there for personal branding. And after your workshop, right, actually, what I gain is that there is this clarity that we really need to give to our audience, and it is also not about just showing up consistently. It's also about posting intentionally. So showing up before your workshop, I do have a weekly wrap on the market and things like that. I've been doing it for many years that it seems very mundane. But after your workshop, I realized that I can actually add on that. I don't have to really just talk about stock price movement per se. Okay, I mean in the stock market, things happen every day. There are
Yes.
so many happenings around the world, especially now with all the Iran war, the rate environment and things like that. I guess I would like to think that I have those very good insights on all these topics to share with the mass audience. And after your workshop, I actually make my post more intentionally to share all these market insight as well.
So I hear that you are showing up, but you found that after the workshop, you managed to show up a little bit more intentionally.
Yes.
What do you think changed?
Well, I guess clarity is one thing. Okay. So, before the workshop, I have been posting my post in my usual way
Yes.
as a finance guy.
Yes.
Okay. But after your workshop, I realized that sometimes we just have to make things simple for the mass audience because some jargons that is very common to me may not be common to everyone. Okay, because everyone have different level of financial literacy. So I'll try to make my post as relatable in more simpler terms so that the mass audience or my readers will be able to understand what I write.
Okay, thank you. So, in layman terms, that's your tip for
Yes.
content. And I do realize as well that your content has been a little bit easier to read
Thank you.
and more fun to read yourself and others. And I was actually a bit taken aback when it was relatable as well. So, and insights on even malls, reads, things like that. So, I have a few more questions for you.
Sure.
In terms of your visibility, you probably already had some form of visibility online
Yes.
prior to the workshop. But in terms of visibility that you have created for yourself online, has it given you or created any other unexpected opportunities?
Well, surely there is because after your workshop, right? As I mentioned, I've been posting more intentionally about a wider scope of subjects, a wider scope of topics,
Yes.
and these have actually created opportunities where I have a message from a lot of readers to not just simply to discuss about the macro environment, the investment environment, down to the individual company performance and things like that. And some right, we even made up for coffee, for meals, just to have meaningful conversations. Of course, I also have received a lot of speaker engagement, media invites, and collaborations after the workshop. And I guess that's a good thing. I think it's a very good testament that personal branding is very important. And well, I guess it works.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm very happy actually and encouraged to see a lot of remisiers showing up on LinkedIn after the workshop. But of course, even more encouraged that for yourself, when you have already showed up prior to the workshop, to share that it was still helpful and you gain clarity and your approach became intentional showing up and it has created even more opportunities for yourself.
Yes.
My next question, two more questions for you, is what is one belief or value that defines your personal brand?
Well, I guess beside clarity, right, the other point that I want to mention is authenticity. Being sincere, being real in your post. I mean, when we write about something, we really have to felt that way. Give our opinion, our truest opinion, in good faith, and really sharing our market insights of what we really think of the market. It's not like if there is say for example, if there's an investment product, okay, we are not going to say. I'm not going to say that, oh, this product is very good, you should buy and list out all the good things. Okay, I will try to give a balanced view, and of course, I also, as a finance guy for the past 20 over years, I realized that a product that is good for a segment of investors may not be suitable for another group. Okay, so I will try to highlight that out, the risk profile, the risk tolerance level, the suitability, instead of just the pro and cons of an investment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point because even for myself right now, I realize I'm in a very unique space where might be different from other people, and my intention and my goals for investment might be different as well.
Yes.
And people with like families, maybe they have lesser cash, they might need a certain amount of cash, say in 20 years for their children's education, things like that, right? So there's time that we need to consider how long you can hold, how long you can stay in the market,
Yes.
and what is your ultimate investment goal. So these are two values that you have to share, and you think that clarity is important, being authentic is also important. And the last question I have for you is, what advice would you give to investment representatives or finance professionals who are afraid to start showing up online?
Well, very simple. Be confident yet humble. Okay, so I mean, when I first started on social media, right,
Yes.
I have the same problem.
Okay.
You know, being afraid to post, whether my post is anybody reading it, whether it's well received, whether I say a wrong thing or not. Okay, but then again, we always have to take the first step. Okay, because we never know what it will lead to. And I often ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, I mean, nobody read. Okay, you don't get any traction, but it doesn't harm you in any way, tangibly speaking. So I guess just be confident yet humble to start your journey in personal branding, to start posting, to let people know that you exist, and at the same time, share whatever you know, your market insight. As long as it's in good faith, right, I'm sure that you'll be well received. And this will be a win-win situation for both, the one who posts and the reader who read the post. Yes.
So, was there a specific kind of content that you felt over the past few years, or right after the workshop, that has performed better for you than other types of content?
Well, there are a few, but most of them are usually the one that was really written in very simple term, very relatable
Yes.
to the readers, and a lot of clarity there,
Yes.
as well as a lot of authenticity there. Okay, it's not like a sales post. It's not like a very fake post. It's very real, and I guess that is the kind of post that reader would like to read as well, because when they read your post, they like to know who you are and what you are, what is your view, and not something that you structured out of, from somewhere or somewhere else and things like that. Yeah.
So, like being more relatable,
Yes.
using layman terms. Do you share like personal stories?
Well, I do. Actually, this is a very good question, because what happened is that if you look at my LinkedIn posts, right, most of them are investments related. But in recent months, I do have one or two posts. I guess it didn't get a lot of traction, but they are more of like the
Personal stories.
off the market boozing, things that happen to me
Right.
outside of my job.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so I do try to input some posts there to show readers that, hey, I'm also a human being.
Yes.
I'm also
Things happen.
Things happen. Someone like you. So there's one post where one of my tire was actually punctuated in JB.
Okay, yes, I think I saw
Yes.
that post.
Yeah, so I think it's a very real thing to really share with my
Right.
audience,
Right.
even though it's non-investment related.
Yes.
At the same time, I think it will benefit to the reader, because a lot of Singaporeans go to JB, right?
Yes, yes.
Sometimes they might have met with the same problem with me,
Yes.
and that probably this information may help
Yes.
them in how to overcome the tire problem.
Yes, yes.
What to do in such a situation and things like that.
Yeah, I think I do share like posts that are out of what I do as well. Things that I am maybe even, I would say, weighing on my mind for some time, especially in the space of training and curriculum,
Right.
things like that. So that's a good, I would say, a balance or a shake up, and just to test whether or not certain types of other contents will work for us. Before you get time to ask me question, maybe what is one thing you personally feel or think that professionals misunderstand about personal branding?
Well, I mean, for a lot of people, right, when you talk about personal branding, you always talk about being a social media celebrity. But actually, that to me, that is totally not true. Okay, personal branding is actually more about number one, share creation, value creation, where you
Yes.
really share your insight to the mass audience so that they can benefit as well. I mean, I'm a remisier. I know the market well.
Yes.
Why not share this insight with other people? Charmaine, you as a personal branding coach, I'm sure you have been sharing a lot on personal branding, so that the mass audience could benefit as well. And on that note, right, on a personal note, it also benefit the person who posts, people like me and you, whereby at least people know that we are there. Okay, we are here as a subject expert in this domain. So if the public have any question on like for example for investment, they can always hit me up.
Yeah.
And if they have any question on personal branding, you can always look for Jamin.
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I just want to add one point. Why I show up is because I always ask myself, how can I do better? And after sharing certain types of concepts, I always challenge myself to look for something else to share, right? Or I use it as a resource whereby I can help learners after the workshop. So that's the main motivator of sharing. Like to me, if over time my online content can help people, at least I can move on, not like 10, 20 years. I can still teach the same thing, same concepts, same
Yes.
strategies, yeah, things like that lah. So that's my main motivator for sharing. It also gives me clarity. I'm not sure about you, but when I share certain concepts and thoughts, I actually gain even more clarity and conviction about what I do and why I'm doing what I'm doing, which is in the space of training, education, and curriculum development. So it also draws like-minded people to me. And I think it was this year or late last year, I shared a post whereby I'm looking for like-minded trainers to collaborate. And I think a lot of people have reached out actually. So things like that, I think if we learn how to communicate online, if we learn how to show up online, small steps, baby steps, it actually opens many doors to opportunities and collaborations.
Definitely.
So thank you so much, Dan, for making time
Thank you.
and answering my questions. So it's something new I'm trying out, but of course, as any invited guest, I would also like to give you the opportunity to ask me questions if you have any about personal branding.
Well, finally it's my turn to ask the
Yes.
interviewer.
Yes, yes. Feel free to shoot.
Okay, so well, yes, my social post has got some audience messaging me, texting me, talking about market environment, speaker engagement. However, I think that I would like to spark more conversation in my post. Okay, not. I mean, I already have some, but I want to really enhance that conversation. I want to keep it going. In your opinion, as a personal branding coach, what do you think I could have done to spark more conversation than what I have now?
Okay, so there is a tip, which last time we used to call it $1.80 strategy, just to get people attention. But $1.80, people think like, wow, so cheap, right? But actually, it's coming from the term leaving your 2 cents. Okay, so there was a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk that actually kind of blew this whole concept up of $1.80 strategy. So leaving your 2 cents, but not promoting yourself. So you engage with other people's posts. And generally in the space where whoever I'm teaching, I'll ask them to look for three people of up to five lah. Okay, as a start, try to start small. 3 to 5 people that you think you respect in the industry, or they are thought leaders in the industry. They could be Singaporeans, they could be overseas, but they actually show up very regularly online. They have a good number of following, and you drop meaningful comments on their post. And I would say for anyone looking for more conversational happening on social media like LinkedIn is one that actually is working very well. This strategy still I would say it's giving me a lot of profile views, a lot of slightly, definitely there will be a boost of my current post. And these are people who I'm not connected. They're not first level connection, usually second or third connections as well. And if you can ask a sincere question that you're curious about, you can compliment them. But if you just compliment like, "Hey, well done," then the conversation ends. So if you can keep it going, besides complimenting them, maybe ask a follow-up question, or give your own insights and perspective or opinion. Not to pick a fight for sure, but try to give an balanced, objective view and say that, hey, this is my 2 cents. You can choose to disagree, but this is my thoughts, this is my opinion, this is my perspective. And you would see, if you can do it constantly, 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. Of course, some people will tell you that, okay, if you know what time you are posting, try to be online at that time. So, for example, you and me, maybe we have been scheduling our post.
Yes.
And if you can set an alarm maybe to remind yourself, and you can show up online at that time, 30 minutes before or even after, engaging on other people's posts, it will actually kind of give your content a boost, give your profile a boost, as well as show people that you are someone who would like to have conversations, and that they would be a bit more open to commenting on your post as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So second question,
Yes.
I think both of us all agree that personal branding, a good practice would be to show up consistently and to post more intentionally. I just want to ask, would we be posting too frequently to the extent where people get sick of looking at our posts, get tired of looking at our post? They'll say, "Oh, then again, it's always then appearing on my page and on my feed and things like that." Would that be a problem, a concern for people who like me who post?
Okay, I think it depends on what kind of frequency that we are talking about lah. Okay, but for a start, if we can show up at least once a week, I think that is quite receptive. People can receive it. But of course, if let's say a person, like for example my network, right, I have a lot of coaches, coaches in my network. If you see this video and you actually reach to the last part of the video, they always post about the same thing. So naturally there will be some form of a fatigue, because they are just congratulating people with their completion of the course. But what you could do a bit differently, for example, even when I post the workshops that I do conduct with SGX Group for the different remisiers and investment representatives, I share a certain perspective, insight, or question that has been asked during the class. So that helps to kind of give a certain kind of different point of view, and people would actually bother to click more and read your captions instead of just seeing the photo and skip. So if you build the habit of sharing some insights within your content and your post, then people would naturally build the habit of reading it. But of course, maybe need to practice a little bit, like writing a very interesting hook, an intriguing question, things like that. But if we swing to the extreme, showing up every single day, there is a possibility of fatigue. But I've also seen people who do very well showing up almost every single day.
I see.
Yeah, but I think a really, really, really sweet spot is when you can give so much value and insight 2 to 3 times a week. That has been working for a lot of thought leaders.
Right.
Yeah, so thought leaders like Simon Sinek, I don't think he does every single day, but he shows up at least like twice a week, likely. And his quotes is just intriguing, and it helps me to reflect, think, and also want to kind of have a conversation in the comments. So you don't really have to talk about investment all the time. You can shake it up a little bit, and it will lessen the fatigue,
Right.
of people seeing you show up. Yeah, that's why content pillars. That's why content pillars are important.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like, for me, although like sharing about what I do is important, I also try to remember to share the things that motivate me,
I
the things
see.
that are important. at least once a year, I would at least share like why I even started doing all this.
Probably I should start sharing my holidays picture and things like that.
Yeah, or like, why you value being a reminder, what it gives you,
Right.
things that you prioritize.
I
I think
see.
these are valid things that makes you you, and also these are valid things that not only makes you you, but people would have similar value systems to what you have. Let's say
Right.
you prioritize traveling because what for have so much money, and then you cannot spend, or
Seeing the
like,
world.
yeah, seeing the world, experiencing the world, or what you have learned. Like for me, when I travel, there are certain things that I've also observed, business lessons actually.
I see.
Yeah, whether it's Grab or like other things, and as much as I can, I try photo and try to share it, whatever I've learned. Yeah, so like my trip transiting Manila, I shared about a business lesson, and then in Hoi An as well, there was like,
Right.
so I try to remember those stories. The problem, I think, is when people don't really jot down or try to remember, then when they come back, they like, back to work, and they have nothing to share from the trip.
I
Yeah,
see.
then of course it swings to another end whereby people say like, we cannot take LinkedIn like Instagram, where we share about our holidays. So generally, I don't share about my holidays, but I share like what has this trip taught me,
I
things like
see.
that, or like,
Reflections.
yeah, or like why this trip was important. Right.
Right.
For
Right.
some people, I think in recent years, especially after COVID, it has been important to go back to China for various reasons, not just visiting as a foreigner or
I see.
tourist, but going back to their hometown, like whether they are Hokkien from Fujian or Guangzhou, Cantonese, right? Things like that. So I think what makes you you, what you value, I think these are important things to share and kind of look at your content pillar so that it helps you to not only show up more often, but it helps you to have a varying kind of things that you actually will share, and people who have similar beliefs and value systems would be able to relate to you more,
I
rather
see.
than just finance, or like for me, like just personal branding, or like digital marketing. Even today,
Yeah.
a lot of people still like remember me for just digital marketing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so sometimes
see.
I always ask myself like, what else can people remember me for rather than just digital marketing? And it's a real question, but yeah, I think fatigue is a very good question to ask and balance, and that's why I always encourage just one time a week. In fact, some weeks I have so many things to share, I just spread them out.
Okay.
I
Schedule
just
posts.
Yeah, I just schedule them.
Yes.
I make sure like there's a 2 days gap,
Ah.
unless really necessary, because sometimes I try not to hit the weekends. But if sometimes no choice, then no choice lah. I have to schedule one on the post on Saturday.
I see.
Yeah, just to make the next post on either Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very good advice. Thank you so much. Okay. Last question. Last
Okay.
question. I understand that you don't only teach personal branding. Okay. I'm sure you teach other things as well. You train other people on other things as well. What are some of the courses would you recommend that complement personal branding?
Okay, I will share from my own point of view, my
Right.
own perspective, because my background is a bit different. I am trained in design. So I'm graphic design trained. I studied web design, interactive media design, run my own agency. So I'm a little bit more on a visual person. I am attracted to visuals. So people who have very good visual content, carousels, I usually follow them. I just enjoy consuming visual content more. Videos as well. So these are two skill sets that I would say is important. And like what Dan mentioned, I teach we call it digital content creation. So it's just understanding what colors communicate you. You show up with those colors visually, and also using these contents as digital formats, anchor pillars, or using it to kind of anchor your pillar contents, so that people, when they see, they know like, oh, okay, I can look for you for this project, that project, this kind of engagements, collaborations. So I would say both graphic design you can consider, or even like short form videos,
Right.
right? And today, actually, the good thing is there are many softwares that can help you to edit your video. which is something that I've been doing. Otherwise, I'm actually the bottleneck because if, sometimes I want it in a certain way, capture certain things. So it's very hard to communicate. I haven't found a very good video editor, except the AI tool that I'm using. So I think it has helped for many of us where we are time constrained and would like to show up in videos. There are many tools available today that helps us to show up in video formats, nice caption done, trimming done, fillers removed. And I think it creates a lot of other avenues for us to show up so that we are different, and also not only shaking up the media and how we show up, but it also helps us to communicate clearer.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
clearer.
Well, definitely looking forward to an opportunity to attend one of the other calls.
I hope so.
Yep.
I hope there'll be opportunity to share these things, and just having the skill set, I think, helps and gives you the avenue of putting certain things together. Even presentation design. If you are good with presentation, you can post a presentation PDF on LinkedIn. It works relatively well. For me, every time I post a PDF, it has been working well. Of course, it's insight lah. It's something useful, something visually appealing. So therefore, I think that's why it works. But of course, if whole day you're only sharing presentations, and then there will be fatigue lah. So it's always good to find some form of a balance, and trying new things, right? Also helps us be a better version of ourselves. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I guess I get my money worth for this interview already. Thanks for all the answers.
Thank you for the questions, and hope that whatever that me and Dan has talked about today helps you to get a better idea of what personal branding is. And I also, if I ever invite more of you here, I would definitely be open to receiving your questions as well. So feel free to ask your questions in the comments. But of course, if you'd like to be interviewed, you can let me know as well. Happy to arrange a session for you to share your thoughts on personal branding, and you can ask me any questions about personal branding as well. Thank you so much for your time, Dan.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shami,
thank
for
you.
having me here. Thank
Thank
you.
you. See you.
Bye bye.
Okay, I think it's a much better take.